And Bill C-78 will make changes to the Divorce Act. Let's find out much more. Joining us right now, we say hello to Chris Deeble, who's the president of the Ottawa Chapter of the Ontario Association of Family Mediation. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
And we also have another Chris, Christopher. We'll call you Christopher. He'll be Chris, okay?
Deal.
Christopher Arnold is here, a member of the Ontario Collaborative Law Federation. Tell us about that federation quickly.
Collaborative practice or collaborative family law is a method of resolving family law disputes, and this is an association of professionals that do that work.
Okay, and I can see why this is so important to you then, changing this bill. Chris, your association?
The Ontario Association for Family Mediation, it came into existence in 1982, and it exists to promote mediators in their field of work. Mediators are drawn from different areas like law or psychology or social work or finance, and they all have an interest in helping people resolve their disputes out of court. And in 1984, the Ottawa Chapter was formed, and we've been in existence going 35 years strong now.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, Christopher, tell us about the changes that are you hope to see happen soon.
The bill C-78 makes changes to the Divorce Act, and in particular some fundamental changes to how parenting is worded in the Act. It removes some sort of language that we found problematic. It also drafts in a really expansive definition of family violence. So there's some really positive things in this bill that we in the community that work with separating families, separating and divorcing families, we really want to see them passed into law.
Okay, so Chris, right now it's at the Senate committee stage. So what does that mean exactly? Where is the bill sitting?
What that means is it's great news. We're getting close to the finish line. Any piece of legislation has to go through the House of Commons and then through the Senate, and we're at the second reading in the Senate out of 3 readings, and it's currently in committee. And so there's a possibility that there'll be questions referred back from committee to the Senate, and if all goes well, then we're looking at the bill passing into law before too long.
That's great. Now, Christopher, why have both of your organizations been advocating so long for these changes?
Even though both my organization and Chris's work with people who are wanting to avoid the court system and resolve their things outside of court, we still bargain in the shadow of the law, is a way of putting it. So the Divorce Act and what it says informs our work, and even the language it uses sort of percolates into the work we do. So the specifics of how the bill describes parenting and family violence, and these changes specifically endorse our method of doing things. It's a kind of a way the legislature's saying, fix your own stuff. You don't have to bring it to court. Use these professionals to help you do it.
Okay. Now, Chris, obviously, I mean, research shows that stress on kids when it comes to divorce and family disputes obviously is an issue, and that's one of the other reasons why you want to get this bill in place.
Absolutely. There are different kinds of domestic violence, and domestic violence is one of the platforms of Bill C-78. There's direct domestic violence, there's indirect domestic violence, and we often think of, in our profession, we think of the damage that's done to children in a contentious divorce as indirect domestic violence. It can cause permanent psychological scarring. If we encourage parents, if we set a legislative tone that says we really want to discourage you from having a dispute about the children and in front of the children, that will help diminish that kind of harm that's done to children.
Okay, just a minute left in our program here, but Christopher, how can you get the public on board to make sure this bill just doesn't disappear, gets lost in the Senate perhaps, because those things may happen?
I mean, every MP has a vote. Every MP belongs to a party that may have members in this Senate committee. So it's not wasted effort for people to contact their MP or their senator or figure out what senators are on the committee and contact them through social media, text them, email them, phone their offices and say, I think it's important that C-78 passes before the House rises.
Okay, so we just got to make that clear then. C-78, and that's going to make changes to the Divorce Act, and people can get in contact with their MP. Perhaps we can get this moving.
That would be great.
All right. The two Chris's, Christopher Deeble and Christopher Arnold, thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you, Dylan.
Best of luck. And thank you for being here as always. I'm Dylan Black. Have a good day.